Hello everyone, welcome back to Take Tennis. Here with another video. Today I want to be talking about grass court excellence and what makes a good player. What do you think, Jack?
Well, there's a lot of aspects that go into making a great grass player. You know, being a good tennis player is one thing. Being a great one is a different thing. Being a great player on grass might be the hardest thing in tennis.
I think but what makes a good player on grass, I would say mainly in particular would be the serve, right?
Has to be.
That's what defines it. You see the great servers, like Hurkacz played Djokovic the other day, record amount of aces. That's why he had a chance.
Indeed, it is. Absolutely. And the man who's won, to this point, the most Wimbledons, Roger Federer, exemplified that perfectly. He has the best spot serve in tennis history. Second, third most aces of all time, right? Third most aces of all time?
Yeah.
Behind Isner and Karlach.
No, actually, I think, you want to know something funny?
Huh.
On grass, I think Feliciano Lopez has more aces. I might be wrong, right? I checked it the other day. Feliciano Lopez is like top, I think 5 aces of all time in grass. It's like crazy. Anyway, like with Federer right here, he's an absolute legend. Do you see his sportsmanship? He won that award for the best athlete going on for multiple times. He's an 8 times Wimbledon champ, which is an absolute record. Like he has a 20 Grand Slams, and his main like what people when they think about him, they think about elegance. They connect his name to Wimbledon. So
pull up that clip. Pull up that clip. We have a good clip for this.
I think we do. Let me find that up.
See. Now, as a matter of fact, if you look at this, this is the Pro Staff. This is the version 13. This was the Pro Staff that he despised using. This was his least favorite. Actually, this was the 12. Sorry, this is the 12 because I have the 13.
This speed is amazing, though. Like you could see,
everything is so clean.
Let me play that again. Because the thing is, what I'm noticing is I saw a video on YouTube the other day. YouTuber saying what it takes to hit with Federer. The speed he gets the ball at, when he hits it, you have to be getting the reaction time you have to have is absolutely incredible. And imagine on a fast surface like this, like you just see, like right if you move up to that volley at the net, like he had like 2 volleys in 5 seconds, all completely controlled. You know?
Yeah.
So I see what we can mainly take out of Federer is his aggression.
Absolutely.
Like the way he can go into it, using that slice, going in with the big serve he had.
Yeah, 100%.
He dominated. And when he used, especially the saber, which was one of his biggest weapons, he was so unpredictable, had so many tools, and had such a fast game that it was so hard for anyone to beat him. Let's move on to Pistol Pete. You know, what do you think?
What a serve. What a serve. The serve and volley, God, in my opinion. He had so much pace coming off of his serve, running up to that net, putting that ball away. He's probably single-handedly the reason why they had to slow down the courts at Wimbledon so much.
Dude, this guy rivals John Isner with that serve. Rivals Andy Roddick. I see him play, and I'm absolutely outstanding because it's not like he has great baseline game, right? He had a good baseline game, a good attacking up. That serve, that led him to go to the volley. That also, and his baseline game was actually because he won 5 US Opens. Let's not forget that, like it says here. He was so aggressive, but always had the right timing for each shot that you know that he would go in on it. So if we have to say why he's one of the best players on grass, and I would actually counter to say, respect to Roger again, the best player on grass, you know, it's because the way he had of playing, the big serve, the volley, the rushing to net, leaving his opponents no space, and then playing different ways against different players and being so versatile with the surfaces, you know? Okay, how about this? Now let's move over to his clip. Like we have a little clip of him, right?
Yeah, we do have a clip of him to pull up. Let's pull it up.
Okay. Let's go. Let's see Pete. Oh, against Federer. This is a good one.
Against Raj. This was in 2001. Sampras was still in his prime. Raj was coming up.
Look at that aggression.
Unmatched. Almost unmatched. Maybe by anyone but Raj.
And you see, like, he takes his time with the balls. Like, he's so... And Federer was amazing, by the way. Like, he's control with the ball, like his aggression, like you said before. But look at that. He knows how to attack. He takes control of the point. And Federer's just too good there, honestly. Like, you see some of those balls, but it's absolutely amazing. One of the, like...
It's beautiful. Gorgeous.
Beautiful to see him play. Beautiful. That first serve is killer. And he just goes in on it.
Yep.
his volley, and when he goes to net, you're screwed most of the time.
Yeah.
Federer just had aggression going in. He also had a huge serve which he liked to come in on. So it was very hard for anyone also to rival Federer. And I would actually say that they're both actually very good at that game of just coming to the net after the first serve. So it's very hard.
Yeah, because they both had massive first serves that were incredibly accurate.
Just look at these highlights. They're only coming to net in the whole highlights, right? You don't see them not doing that.
Nope.
But it's so beautiful to see them play because they're both so elegant and so smart with their shot choices that they don't just go to net. They go to net on the right shot. They play at the point. If they see an opportunity, they go for the high percentage shots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the funny thing I've noticed here is when I've seen the points go longer, I've seen Roger win more points. So, for example, like if he does not finish that volley, which he
misses.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's uncharacteristic.
If he doesn't fix the volley, like he doesn't finish it, Roger's going to win the point because that serve and that volley is so important for him,
Yeah.
But to be fair, he had such a good serve. So whatever you can say is he Hurkacz and him cannot be compared with that serve. Andy Roddick and him cannot be compared with the serve. The serve he had was incredible. And I love Andy. Serve is beautiful.
Absolutely.
Anyone wishes to have a serve like him. I would say right now, what would you say overall over this type of play, why it's so effective?
Well, on grass, it's because the surface is just so incredibly fast. It's the fastest of any of the surfaces that are played on. The ability to have a big serve with a low bounce makes it even more difficult to return. So taking the time away from your opponent and being able to rush up to the net is ever important on grass.
The touch. That's what I'm noticing here. They all have the touch.
Oh, yeah. All of them.
They all have the touch. So beautiful. Okay, I think that right now we've watched enough of this match.
Absolutely. Let's move on to our next candidate here.
If people ask who won this match, take a quick guess. Roger Federer.
He did beat
poor old Pete Sampras. What a shocker that match was. Okay, let's go to the next one. The legend, the Joker, Novak Djokovic.
What a man. I mean, what else can you say? He
fooled everyone.
He's en route for his 24th Grand Slam right now at Wimbledon. And it seems like anyone who's in his way is going to have a hard time stopping him.
The funny thing I find about this man right here is nobody believes in him. And he was so brave. He fought against the press. Everyone was like, he's not going to make it. He's not. And he was not politically correct. He was not nice. Oh, well, we will see what happens. No. I'm going to be the best. You cannot stop me. And whether you like him or you don't like him, you respect him.
Absolutely.
Because every tennis player out there is politically correct, saying, yes, thank you very much. He says what he thinks, and that is
Novak is unapologetic. He's so himself.
And that's why he's the Joker. Because everybody expects him to be such a nice guy coming to know him. He tells you what he thinks. That's it. You don't like it, you don't like it. You do. Anyway, who cares?
Absolutely. Yep.
Let's get a few plays off this guy because not only is his personality and game good, but also the way he plays on grass.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, we have footage here from his semifinal last year against Jannik Sinner. We will have a part 2, if you want to call it that, of this match Saturday.
Ooh, yeah, tomorrow.
It's going to be wonderful. So much fun to watch.
Taking it. I think Sinner's taking it. Not because he's a better player, just because I feel Djokovic is a bit nervous at this point. He's playing proper opponents. I've seen him drop sets. I cannot see him. If he drops a set to Hurkacz, I cannot see Sinner not taking a set off him. And I know it's harder said than done, but I believe Sinner can go all the way. We'll see. And by the way, my pick on Jabeur is in the final, Jack. How does that feel, eh? She may not Iga. Okay.
Took out my pick, Rybakina, so I have respect.
Yeah. Okay, but let's keep seeing this. This is actually the footwork from Jannik here is actually very commendable. The aggression right now also shown by Djokovic. And the defense that he turns into offense is just incredible. Like, look how he moves Jannik around. Jannik was the one attacking at this point, and Jannik somehow loses it.
Right? It's remarkable. The aggression from Novak at the baseline is incredible. Coupled with his ability to come to the net and finish there is lethal on grass.
He has such a good defensive game and also a way to steal those points and make them offensive. So what we're seeing here is the big things you need on this surface right here is a tough mind, a good defense, right? A good way to switch the points around, but also still maintain yourself aggressive. Not let the other person have that chance to finish the shot. Maintain the depth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But mainly the killer serve.
Absolutely. That big serve is, it's every part of it. And Novak has such a wonderful spot serve. It's maybe second best to Roger, but it's wonderful to watch.
Roger did not have a fast serve, but he had a precise serve. He could aim, and that point he chose, it would go there. It was absolutely incredible. So, but I personally think that Djokovic can really do well overall on this surface, just because if you forget the game he has, the mindset, that's what actually sets him apart in everything.
Absolutely, yeah. It's undoubtable, that's for sure.
Like, you watch the Hurkacz match, 6-3 down in the tiebreak, wins it, 5-4 down with the Hurkacz serve. Second most aces Hurkacz in that match out of any player. Djokovic manages to win that tiebreak in the second set, 8-6.
Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable.
That's amazing. Okay, let's move to our last man standing, who has one of the best.
A class act.
We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Class act. Old school. Very old school. We're going to go back, taking a little time travel back. The Iceman, Bjorn Borg. Man, what a player.
An absolute legend.
Absolutely. He has, as a matter of fact, the longest match streak at Wimbledon. 41 matches undefeated at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well, I find
he retired very young, so he could have done a lot more than those 11 Grand Slams that show. But Liam, what do you have to say?
He tried, and by the way, you can comment more about this, but he tried to come back into playing.
He did.
Absolute failure. When he tried to get in, he didn't have the fitness. He lost the first rounds. He had a very tough time. And that was the thing. He was not thinking clearly at the moment when he left. He should have probably stayed. But you searched up his heart beats per minute. How low were they?
He had a resting heart rate of 30 beats per minute. That's remarkable. That's rivaling Olympic level athletes.
Yeah.
They'll train 4 years for 2 weeks of their lives, and they can get their heart rate down to that at a rest. He was so incredibly calm.
That is amazing. Like, he maintained himself at that level. You're winning? Cool. I don't care. I want to maintain myself in this match. I'm going to stay in. And he had such a slice that he could just go in on. Like, you would see him and go, and then he would go into the net, and then he would finish off the points.
Yep.
So many of these players have big weapons, and it's so elegant to see these weapons displayed on the surface, whether it be the big serve or the slice or the volley. It's amazing. You don't see players actually as much with the big forehands. Like the success Rafa had on grass was very unexpected because first of all, no Spanish players had ever done too well on grass other than Manolo Santana, and this forehand he had to change his stroke to be able to adapt to this. So it's also worth pointing out that this is such a unique surface that you cannot apply the same game you use on hard court, on clay court, on grass. You need to change it all.
As a matter of fact, the footage we have of Borg, if you want to pull that up right now, is from clay. Actually, where he shined. He shined more on clay than he did on grass.
And I want you to see some of the way he plays, uses that slice, going on it. It's amazing. And it looks slow here, honestly.
It really does.
He was like he was that type of player who can make 400 calls in a row.
Yeah.
You know? What would you say? And I mean, this is an old footage, obviously, so it's hard to analyze it as well. But what would you say is what makes him unique?
Overall? What made him unique really was his hybrid backhand. He had a very, very interesting backhand. If you watch his take back, he would take it back almost like a two-hander and then finish it as if it was a one-hander. It was a very strange technique that I don't think I've ever seen before or after. But he was so smooth. He was a lot like Federer. He just had a way of moving around on his feet that was mystical to a lot of players. It was...
I'm so surprised by his consistency. Like, look at that spin. He just gets it in. Yeah, and I know this looks boring just to watch because it's older and slower, but the consistency he has and the aggression, the percentage plays he makes are beautiful. Like, you feel he's out of control.
Yeah,
I feel that's what he lost when he came back to tour because he was a tiny bit more nervous, didn't have the same type of control, but they just touch.
I mean, look at that. Oh, look at the spin on that.
Amazing.
It's remarkable.
Do you know, I think we can wrap it up right now. saying after we talk, but I want to like end off saying what are the 3 biggest things, tools you need to be a great grass court player. Now you name one, I name one, and then we can go from there. Okay. I'll pick the serve. What do you got?
I think I was going to make that. I think that would be our consensus. I think the serve has to be. One thing I would say is you need to have quick feet. You need to be light on your feet to be able to have that movement, because moving around on grass, slipping, like you said, very common. So you need to have quick feet, light feet to be able to move around the surface well.
And the funny thing is, you slip so much. Like we see so many injuries. Like that beautiful, like the greats, they know how to move around side to side to side to side to side, getting the ball back every time without missing, and then going to finish the ball. And they can do that because they know their footwork, their balance, and they can go in on it. They're not worried about falling. They're not worried about rushing to the ball and falling down. I actually think that is one of the main points that you need. I would say lastly would be the volley. That's the third one. So serve, footwork, volley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because lastly, like, come on. What greats have we seen on grass that don't have a great volley? We've seen people on clay. Like Guillermo Vilas was a great player, but an Argentine. And he won, I think he won the French Open. The Argentine who won the French Open. Very good player. Actually was stolen from the #1 ranking. But he did not have a great volley. He had a great touch, great forehand, not great volley. Now we have like Jimmy Connors, but same thing with him. And then if we go to more modern day players, like I don't want to say a guy like Holger Rune doesn't have a great volley, but he's not displayed it as well as the backhand or the forehand he has, right?
Not at all. No, his baseline game is significantly stronger than his net game. That's for sure.
So, and I tell you something, if Holger Rune had a serve that was big, a big volley, a big good footwork, and maybe let's add on the experience if he had to make a fourth choice. Do I think he would have had a bigger chance against Alcaraz than he did have the other day? Yeah, he's in those tough points. He would have gone bigger serve, bigger forehand, bigger going to the net. And you know, if he had to be consistent, he would have the footwork to keep the point going.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty much it. I think we should end on that. It's fun to watch these guys play.
Oh, it's remarkable. It's a totally different game of tennis.
Completely. And it's awesome to see. This has been a great video, Jack.
Absolutely.
I think next we'll be probably moving on to see what makes a good player on hard court coming up to the US Open.
Possibly, yes, indeed. Right? We have the hard court swing coming up. We got a couple of Masters 1000s. So I'm excited to see.
Yeah, we'll see it then. Okay, well, thanks for doing this with me, Jack. This has been fun.
Absolutely.
Like and subscribe to the video and see for any new tennis content. And if you want to see the semi-final predictions, we'll be coming with that this Saturday. Okay. Bye.
See you, everybody.
In this, Bjorn Borg, Pete Sampras. Who am I forgetting?
Novak.
I put Djokovic.
Okay, Djokovic, Federer.
Oh yeah, how did I forget Federer?